TV soap news and spoilers say that Beyond the Gates, a tangled web of secrets and betrayals unraveled on July 8. Welcome to the latest, heart-pounding installment of Beyond the Gates, where the sleepy town of Crestwood is anything but tranquil. On July 8, the simmering tensions, buried secrets, and tangled relationships of this close-knit community erupted into a series of dramatic confrontations that left no one untouched. From a chilling encounter in a dimly lit dining room to a heated argument over a suspected deception, and an awkward first date turned disastrous, the events of this episode will leave you questioning loyalties and gasping at revelations. Let's dive into the chaos that unfolded, as we unravel the stories that have Crestwood teetering on the edge of scandal. The episode opens with Martin Caldwell, a man whose polished exterior hides a storm of guilt and paranoia. Martin, a respected lawyer in Crestwood, has been carrying a secret so dark it threatens to shatter his carefully constructed life. The weight of this burden has been eating at him, and on this fateful July evening, his fears take center stage. As Martin navigates the cobblestone streets of Crestwood, his mind is consumed by the possibility that his old friend Kenneth Hargrove, a man known for his sharp memory and unforgiving nature, might expose him. Years ago, Martin and Kenneth were inseparable, partners in a venture that promised wealth but ended in betrayal. The details of their falling out remain shrouded in mystery, but whispers around town suggest Martin crossed a line that Kenneth has never forgotten. Now, Kenneth's recent behavior, cryptic comments and pointed glares, has Martin on edge. The fear that Kenneth might reveal the truth to the wrong person, perhaps even to Martin's family, gnaws at him like a relentless predator. The tension reaches a boiling point when Martin returns home after a long day, expecting the solace of his quiet house. Instead, he freezes in the doorway, his breath catching in his throat. There, at the dining room table, illuminated by the flickering glow of a single candle, sits Kenneth, calm, composed, and staring directly at Martin's teenage son, Tyrell. The sight sends a jolt of rage through Martin, his worst nightmares materializing before his eyes. What is Kenneth doing here, in his home, with his son? Is this a warning, a taunt, or something far more sinister? Martin's composure crumbles. His voice, usually steady and commanding, trembles with fury as he demands answers. "What the hell are you doing here, Kenneth?" he bellows, his fists clenched at his sides. Tyrell, caught in the crossfire, looks between the two men, confusion etched across his young face. Kenneth, however, remains unnervingly calm, his lips curling into a faint, almost mocking smile. "Just having a chat with the boy, Martin," he says, his tone dripping with menace. "You've been keeping secrets, haven't you?" The confrontation escalates as Martin's paranoia takes over. He orders Tyrell to leave the room, his voice sharp enough to cut glass. When Tyrell hesitates, Martin's anger spills over, and he grabs his son by the arm, dragging him toward the staircase. "Get to your room, now," he snaps, his eyes never leaving Kenneth. The door slams shut behind Tyrell, leaving Martin and Kenneth alone in a standoff that feels like it could ignite the room. But as Martin glares at Kenneth, a chilling thought creeps into his mind. Is Kenneth really here? The flickering candlelight casts strange shadows, and for a moment, Martin wonders if he's staring at a ghost. Kenneth's presence feels too perfect, too calculated, like a specter summoned from Martin's guilty conscience. The episode leaves this question hanging, planting seeds of doubt that will haunt viewers as much as they haunt Martin. Is Kenneth a living threat, or is Martin unraveling under the weight of his own secrets? While Martin grapples with his demons, another bombshell rocks Crestwood. At the Rusty Anchor, a dimly lit bar on the edge of town, Randy Kessler and Joey Malone huddle in a corner booth, their voices low and urgent. Randy, a rough-around-the-edges mechanic with a reputation for trouble, has a confession that could change everything. As Joey leans in, his eyes wide with anticipation, Randy drops a bombshell. "I did it, Joey. I shot Kenneth. Dumped his body in the ravine." The words hang in the air like a death knell. Joey, a small-time hustler who's been blackmailing Randy for weeks, is stunned into silence. Randy's confession is a game changer, not just for their illicit partnership but for the entire town. Kenneth, it seems, has been a thorn in many sides, and Randy's desperation to keep his own secrets led him to a drastic act. To prove his sincerity, Randy slides a duffel bag across the table, stuffed with the cash Joey had been extorting from him. "Take it," Randy growls. "We're done." Joey's hands tremble as he unzips the bag, revealing stacks of crumpled bills. The weight of Randy's confession and the money before him is overwhelming. He knows that being tied to a murder, even indirectly, could drag him into a nightmare he can't escape. The bar's jukebox hums a mournful tune, amplifying the tension as Joey wrestles with his next move. Will he take the money and run, or will he turn on Randy, exposing the crime to save himself? The episode cuts away, leaving viewers on edge, wondering how this deadly secret will ripple through Crestwood. Meanwhile, across town in the cozy but tense confines of the Harper household, Danny and Bill are locked in a battle of their own. The couple, once the picture of Crestwood's perfect marriage, is now fractured by distrust, and at the center of their conflict is Haley, Bill's younger sister. Danny, a sharp-witted journalist with a nose for deception, is convinced that Haley is faking her pregnancy to manipulate those around her. Bill, fiercely protective of his sister, refuses to entertain the idea, dismissing Danny's suspicions as paranoia. The argument begins innocently enough, with Danny casually mentioning a discrepancy she noticed in Haley's story. She said she was 3 months along, but her doctor's appointment was scheduled for next week. "That doesn't add up, Bill," Danny says, her tone measured but pointed. Bill's face hardens, his loyalty to Haley overriding his usual calm demeanor. "You're always looking for a story, Danny." "Not everyone's hiding something," he retorts, his voice rising. What starts as a disagreement quickly spirals into a full-blown shouting match. Danny lays out her case. Haley's sudden weight gain seems inconsistent, her stories about doctor visits are vague, and her emotional outbursts feel calculated. "She's playing you, Bill. She's playing all of us." Danny cries, her frustration boiling over. Bill, however, is unmoved. He accuses Danny of being cold and judgmental, unable to accept Haley's vulnerability. "You don't know what she's been through," he snaps, his words laced with pain. The argument reaches a crescendo when Danny reveals she's been digging into Haley's past, uncovering inconsistencies in her medical records. Bill is livid, feeling betrayed by Danny's investigation into his family. The scene ends with a slammed door and Danny storming out into the night, leaving viewers wondering if their marriage can survive this rift. Is Danny right about Haley, or is her relentless pursuit of the truth tearing her family apart? The episode masterfully keeps the truth ambiguous, setting the stage for more revelations. As if Crestwood needed more drama, the episode introduces a lighter but no less complicated subplot, the budding romance between Ashley Monroe and Andre Carter. The two have been circling each other for weeks, their chemistry undeniable. On July 8, they finally take the plunge, meeting for a first date at La Bella Vita, Crestwood's upscale Italian restaurant. The evening starts with promise, soft music, candlelight, and shy smiles as Ashley and Andre share stories over glasses of red wine. But the mood shifts when Derek Sullivan, Ashley's ex-boyfriend, walks through the door. Derek, a brooding firefighter with a jealous streak, spots Ashley and Andre instantly. His eyes narrow as he takes in the scene, Ashley laughing at something Andre said, their hands brushing as they reach for the same breadstick. Derek's suspicions, already simmering, ignite. He's convinced Andre has been eyeing Ashley for months, even when Derek was still in the picture. Worse, he suspects Ashley's feelings for Andre go beyond friendship. The tension is palpable as Derek approaches their table, his smile tight and forced. "Fancy seeing you here, Ash," he says, his tone laced with sarcasm. Ashley's face flushes, and Andre shifts uncomfortably in his seat. The conversation is brief but loaded, with Derek dropping pointed comments about loyalty and trust. As he walks away, Ashley and Andre exchange uneasy glances, the magic of their date shattered. The awkwardness only deepens in a teaser for the next episode, where Danny, still reeling from her fight with Bill, stumbles upon Ashley and Andre holding hands in the park. The sight sends Danny's suspicions into overdrive, as she wonders if Ashley is playing a dangerous game with both men. Will this misunderstanding spark a new conflict, or will Ashley and Andre's connection survive the scrutiny? The episode leaves this thread dangling, promising more drama to come. As the credits roll on this explosive episode of Beyond the Gates, Crestwood is left reeling from the day's events. Martin's confrontation with Kenneth, or his ghost, raises questions about his past and his sanity. Randy's confession to Joey threatens to unravel a web of crime and blackmail. Danny and Bill's marriage hangs by a thread, torn apart by distrust and Haley's mysterious motives. And Ashley and Andre's fledgling romance is tested by Derek's jealousy and Danny's prying eyes. This episode, clocking in at a gripping 45 minutes, masterfully weaves together personal dramas and dark secrets, each thread pulling Crestwood closer to a breaking point. The performances are electric, with Martin's unraveling portrayed with raw intensity and Danny's fierce determination cutting through every scene. The writing keeps viewers guessing, balancing explosive confrontations with quieter moments of doubt and longing. What will happen next? Will Martin's secret be exposed, or is he haunted by more than just his past? Can Joey keep Randy's confession under wraps, or will the truth about Kenneth's fate come to light? Will Danny and Bill find common ground, or is Haley's deception too much for their marriage to bear? And will Ashley and Andre's date mark the start of something new, or the beginning of the end? Tune in to Beyond the Gates next week to find out. For now, Crestwood remains a town on edge, where every smile hides a secret, and every shadow holds a threat. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.